Phil Harrison in the house, the farmer, fresh from his Pro Series 1 final yesterday, is up against Karl, box office boys, and it's great to have Karl back with us on the Ultimate Pool Pro Series this year. And what a break to start that is. Box office with a box office break. And Karl will get first poke in frame number 1. He absolutely creams these. Front ball break from the angle, gets a couple straight in. And a fairly tricky first chance at first glance. Steve Jameson and Simon Webb with you on the comms for this one. I've slotted in for my old mate Tony Holgate.
Yeah, it's been a little while, it feels, since we've seen Karl Boys. It's great to see what sort of form he's in and how he's playing. Big matchup this for a last 32, isn't it? I mean, this is huge.
Yeah, it is.
No attempt to pot that one for Karl. That was just roll it over and kind of make it a bit awkward.
I wonder if Phil Harrison thinks there's no merit to fudging here almost. Whether he can just think, well, going is easier. He was looking to pot there. I'm pretty sure. He's left Karl in a bit of a pickle. He's left him in a bit of a pickle. This is tough. I think he snooked on every ball. 8 ball is now more available. That's a good shot. I'm sure the way that Karl's played that, just to move the yellow within almost spitting distance of that red, block it off to the bottom left, was part of the plan. So I think in an ideal world, what Phil was thinking is, well, I can maybe play that red off the 8 ball, that'll promote it. Can't do that now.
Yeah, he's got some major thinking to do. Been tough for Phil. Late finish last night, obviously tough loss in the final. Back in action at 9 o'clock this morning. Tough 7-6 victory he's just had over Josh Duaz, and he's had minutes off. And he's straight back out there again. I guess it's the price for going well.
Yeah, the price of success, eh? And he's targeting a finish here. The thing is, I said this last night when it came to his final, you know, Phil is such a seasoned tournament player that actually going roll on, roll off for 8 hours straight is sort of what that's what he does.
He's kind of renowned as being the king of the kind of one-day tournaments. You know, he is still driving up and down the country and playing in something every single weekend, you know, and he's winning majority of them. So that's sort of the nature of just going back to back to back to back is something that Phil is very, very good at. He's come a little bit far here. He was trying to almost try and get himself straight in on the red to play it off the 8 ball, and he's come too far, so he's got to try and rework it again.
What's he looking at here? He's going to play it. He's looking at the red into the left centre and moving the yellow into the 8 ball, I think.
That's a great effort. Not quite to be, though, and this is pretty much going to stop him from being able to get out here now.
Well, you say stop him. I don't think there's much merit to a safety. And, I mean, if he can float the one into the top right of the table, he might get his angle to go bottom left on the red, off the 8.
Yeah, you kind of make a good point, but that's such a...
I mean, it's a ridiculously tough shot, don't get me wrong, but I think everything's tough at this stage.
Oh, he fancies the double instead. Oh, he's going to get the fluke instead.
Yeah, I don't think Karl, in a weird way, will mind this. Because Karl knows that Phil is digging himself into a massive hole. Karl did the right thing at the start of the frame. He took his colour set, the dominant one, and just made it really horrible at the bottom of the table for Phil. Just dangled the carrot for him. It's a great effort, this.
Oh, this is incredible.
Oh, my goodness. What a shot, Phil Harrison.
Amazing.
That's a little bit special from the farmer. Goodness me. Well, that just didn't look on.
Oh, look how close he gets to the jaw. I mean, that's on the back of the fluke. I mean, that is... Sometimes when you dig, you get out. And he has somehow got out from absolutely nowhere. Brilliant contact. Great explosion. Just the perfect break from Phil Harrison. There's work, though. It's not absolutely wide open. There's plenty of issues to deal with here. Just that red and yellow coming together at the bottom of the table. Actually, if that red still goes bottom right, he's still okay. Does the yellow go through the gap top right? Could go left, centre, top right, and the yellows at the top are solved. It's just the one at the bottom. I think reds would be the way. Let's see what he's got for us, but he's going to go.
It's a nice shot from Phil, and still a little bit of work to do on these reds. They've not come out nice. It's been a bit of a feature of the play over the last couple of days, and you can see from the spread of the balls here that they're pretty good. They're wide apart in terms of sending a break far and wide, but the splits have just been a little bit complicated. We've not seen many dollies at all. It's made the players work very, very hard. Phil's giving it the little look up at the sky and the shrug. I think he's okay here. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I think he did want to, in fairness, come a little bit further back there so he had access down the bottom of the table. He looks off straight the wrong way this time around.
You can't go off body language, though. Even now, you're still...
Yeah, he could be absolutely perfect, and you wouldn't know. But I do think he's off angle the wrong way.
Yeah, no, he did want a lot more than this. There's no doubt.
Loads of bottom right into the side cushion. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't think the red goes to bottom left, so he's got to get this across the table, but I think he's perfect for it. Oh yeah.
I mean,
this'll do.
This is quite incredible what he's going to do here in the opening couple of frames. He's had to be very precise in this one, and this is on the back of the previous crazy finish. Phil's going to go back to back to start this match.
Yeah, and how?
Yeah. Huge break, as normal for Karl Boys. The hand on the table hammer that he has.
It's a curious break, isn't it? But it's so effective for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when he first came back and started playing, he was sort of doing that because it allowed him to keep more control. It's all a little bit more compact. As powerful as it is, it's not really his power break. Absolutely disgusted with the layout. All he wants is a chance, and his break deserved a chance, and he got absolutely nothing. Tough one for him.
Yeah, indeed. Phil Harrison at the table with not a nice opportunity, but we've said that the last 2 frames and he's 2-0 up, so hold on to your proverbials. Bring you up to speed with the events around the grounds, just while Phil works out his first shot here. Over on table 3, Simon Fitzsimmons is up against Ian Alley. If you'd like to go and watch that, you can. Bouncer is 4-1 in front. Table 2 has Jordan Shepherd against Cormac Kerr, and Sheppy 5-1 to the good there. Elsewhere, back table update, Connor Jones 3-0 up on the Pro Series 1 champion John McAllister. Dom Cooney and Morgan McInnes are locked at 1s. Sean Story 4-1 up on Matt Cook. And Liam White and Craig Waddingham are Desmond. 5 players, in fact, through to the last 16 already. Tom Cousins versus Declan Brennan is locked in, and you can bet your life I'll be locked into that one as well. Repeat of the World Masters final from last year.
Absolutely.
Chris Day is also through. He's awaiting the winner of Karl Boys and Phil Harrison, so that's who the winner of this one faces. And Dylan Leary versus Scott Gillespie is the third last 16 tie, locked in, still waiting the rest of the results to come through.
Phil's just trying to figure out how he can get on this 8 ball nicely. Nice angle just to get behind the 8. Worked these very, very well.
It's been flawless. It's been pretty flawless. You know, we've waited to see Karl Boys in the event. We've had to wait a little while to see Karl Boys in the event. And
we're still waiting.
He's not had a go.
Catches these one as well, but it is not going to be a chance. So, will we see Karl Boys with an opportunity? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not ideal. There is work. This is certainly not one that you'd come to the table and think, yeah, I really fancy these, but I don't see him thinking of safety the way that Phil's going.
I think we've just heard Jordan Shepherd win through against Cormac Kerr on the other table. 7-1 victory. That is confirmed. Rapid victory for Sheppy this morning. That's quite an ominous victory for Sheppy this morning, I would suggest, as he flies into the last 16. He's safely through and awaiting the winner of Matt Cook and Sean Story. Sean Story currently 4-1 up in that one.
Karl not happy, didn't quite get the cannon he was after, and now he's in a bit of no man's land here. He can take the yellow in the middle, but he's going to knock the other yellow out the way, and that was his way of opening up the yellow by the 8 ball. Well, that's why he's tried to take the one up the cushion first, but won't drop for him.
Yeah, he was looking to leave the cue ball exactly where he has, because he looked at that exact line to then, I think, play the plant into the left middle and open up the yellow and the 8 ball. I think that was the plan.
Yeah, no, I think it was. It was just tough from where he was. It's not a good chance. And actually, we said that about Phil Harrison a couple of times in this match, and he's managed to get out. This is again not a good chance for Phil Harrison, but somehow you feel he fancies the job here.
Yeah.
Red by the 8 ball's the big one. Is there enough window to play it top right through the gap? And the reason I say that, if he landed straight on the double, could he hold the gap? It looks like there may be room for it right centre later on in the visit. Well, you can see there is gap, but it's not a very big one. So yeah, he's got some problems with that ball. Still has to solve the problem. Normally, a player like Phil would be attacking it early, but hasn't found a way yet. He got an angle to screw into it, or screw past it. Yeah, past it's what he's thinking then. Looking there, it must be a little bit more room there than it looks. As long as he gets fairly straight on it, he can just cannon into the yellow for the 8 ball. Yeah, that looks perfect. What a positional shot that is. Just slowly just bump the yellow, and you're on the 8 ball bottom right. Oh, you forgot about the pot.
Wow.
I mean, that missed by a distance as well.
Oh, Philip.
All his attention was on that little cannon.
Yeah, that's nothing else but loss of concentration.
I don't know.
That's all it is. And I say loss of concentration, loss of full concentration. He's forgot about the pot there. Always focused on the cannon. He thinks he can't miss the ball.
It did look a little bit tighter to the potting angle than I first thought, though. He did get close to the yellow, but yeah, I'm with you. It's one that he's just got away from him. Karl just going to wait, didn't quite have the position he needed. Oh my word. Oh, what a shot that is.
It. Stop.
Come on.
It, Philip. Even the crowd are laughing. They're witnessing the circus act from the farmer this morning. And then he goes and misses the 8 ball. What's going on?
Oh,
I mean, this shot is absolutely mental.
takes a little bit of the gloss off though when you miss the 8-ball, but it was a tough 8-ball, awkward, hampered, but he actually missed it by quite a distance.
Yeah, and then he goes and spoils it all by doing something stupid like missing the 8-ball. Unbelievable. I mean, what a shot to get there, but I mean, fancy missing that 8-ball, Phil, eh?
Slightly awkward. Those 2 balls were just awkward enough that it's kind of stopped him previously from wanting to go. He just has to mind his work on this one in terms of it's one of those pots that can just catch you out. Yeah. I think he thought he missed it, but it always looked into me, always looked fine. Yeah, potentially a good result coming there for Danger Mouse. Good to see Morgan going well. He's obviously had that huge victory yesterday over Chris Melling, but what he's been doing up in Scotland over the last year or so has been absolutely incredible, and he could be a player to watch out for in his first year as a professional. Well, that's a bit of a sledgehammer from Karl, and this is a little bit more like it in terms of layout. Although he hasn't done the work he wanted to do on his first shot. He's just made that yellow above the 8-ball a little bit more awkward.
Big frame, this. In the context of the match, even though it's relatively early on, it can quickly get away from you, and difference between 4-1 and 3-2 is pretty huge.
Extension called.
Yeah, perfect shape this time to make it the 3-2 scoreline. Very, very good from Karl, boys. He's had to sit there and take quite a bit in this match so far. I just think that the players that can really adapt quickly are the ones that can have the most success. But it's been the story of the weekend, talking to the players, is how much they've just struggled to get the feel for the cue ball out there and just making hard work of life. There's a good break from Phil in terms of that strike and cue ball again, but once again, not the result he was looking for. Karl, boys, straight away an opportunity here to make it 3-3 rather, from 3-0.
Yeah, and it wasn't just 3-0, it was the way that it became 3-0. It would have been easy to get almost swept up in the maelstrom.
Oh, wow. I mean, you can't blame the cue ball there. That's just a very strange one from Karl.
Yeah, a jarring one.
he's not really needing to pinch the pocket that much, even if he was. I mean, he's more than capable. That was just a very strange miss.
Has he tried to land on his yellow there, the one that Phil's just played the red next to?
Yes.
Is that why he's tried to hit that narrow little window?
Yeah,
it was quite a small window.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure he didn't float too far and let the 8 ball come into play. It was going to be a delicate drop in the middle, but if the ball goes in, he would have cut it in from where he was. I think he'd have been fairly happy. So he wasn't trying to do too much. He was just dropping it in off the thick jaw.
Extension call.
I'll call him Monty Don. He's looking to pick out a plan. Yeah, he'd love that red to have come out a bit further. If Phil could have played hand on table and centre of the cue ball on that shot, it'd have been much easier because he had to jab down it. It was tough to inject the pace that he wanted to whilst keeping control of the cue ball and all the rest of it, because he needs that red out. His other option was to die it in and the red doesn't come too far away from the pocket, but then you risk missing it. It's not terrible, but it is some work to land on that red. Short position, you'd imagine, will be the play.
I think there may be a touch more room there than it looks, but he's not happy. He wants to play a little bump. Can't figure it out. Yeah, all very nicely done this from Phil.
And Phil Harrison goes 4-2 in front. Karl boys with work to do here on the main table.
Extension call.
22 minutes and change remaining in this last 32 match between Karl boys and Phil Harrison. It's Karl at the table and he's looking at yellows. He's got a little bit of work to do. The yellows just north of the 8 ball are a slight problem. They don't have a sort of an obvious natural pocket, but he's got connections.
Yeah, should be able to just get underneath them here.
Yeah.
Just, he's got a little bit more angle than he wanted. It's not ideal. That's where he wants to land. It just looks tricky to land there, and he's going to have to play it with a ton of side. But sometimes that side it's tough to get it to take. just in the end he played the narrow line and kept it really just fairly natural. Difficult, this one. He's just a bit awkward to the top right. It looks like it makes it a big pocket, but tricky. Just got to be careful with the cue ball. He should get this right, but he's worked this very well. Clean is okay. That's very nice.
He's worked these very well indeed. It's quite weird actually, because you would ordinarily say it's been a very high level match, apart from 2 or 3 absolutely horrendous mistakes, but it has been an incredibly high level match, and Karl Boys is right in the mix. The farmer breaks off in frame number 8. He's got an opening yellow, which is handy. This is probably, I think, just about pound for pound, the sort of most obvious and simplest split off the break we've had in the match. It's the first time where it's come out and you think, oh yeah, this should go. Pretty nailed on. Yellows are all there. Pattern's sort of quite easy to work around. There's not much traffic. It's an obvious connection for the 8-ball. It should be about as comfortable as it gets for Phil Harrison. It's just about dotting those I's and crossing the T's. Gets rid of the one in the middle of the table. So you'd imagine he will go up to the top here and then just work his way down.
Plenty of angle here. He can just slide up. The 8-ball goes in the same pocket. He might try and hold. Yeah, holds that little tracer side, just hits the cushion and kills the cue ball. Had the options there, but it's another very nicely worked out finish. He pretty much knew from almost ball 1 here that he was going to make this clearance the way he's playing, and they were laid out nicely. He's so good at putting the pattern together.
Disaster for Boys. Scratches the break. Takes a pew. And that looks like bad news for box office. It's a good break as well. Gets loads into it. He's a little unlucky to going off. And Phil has got a presentable chance here. He's going to look at reds. They're all there in the middle of the table. There's not much traffic around them. There is one to develop, but there's connections. Just needs to figure that out.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, actually. Ball in hand helps him here, but so he needs to get to the one right centre and then go into the yellow. But the problem I think he's got here is if he sticks on the yellow, he's not going to be on anything.
Yeah, does he almost want to go into the... He wants to hit the cushion first, doesn't he?
Or half ball,
Yeah.
one way or another. He just needs the cue ball to pop out.
That was...
Yeah, he's not on much.
Yeah, he went full ball, and that was the risk. He's not stuck on it, but he's
actually got the gap, though.
I think he's got the gap.
Yeah, he's got the gap. He's fine. He's fine. Looking for problems, as you know.
Phil Harrison marches to the hill.
Well, we've seen plenty of turnarounds on this table, and this is step one for Karl Boys here. He's okay. As long as he's not going into the yellow, as long as he can just nip this enough, just a soft screw into the red. Pinch the pocket just a fraction and just allow the spin to really grip. If he has to play into the yellow, then it's a much more of a problem. Yeah, gets that one right. Tap of the cue actually from Phil.
Well, Karl isn't going anywhere just yet. Yeah, very good. Stays in the hunt.
I thought it was going to be dry. I think Karl thought it was going to be dry as well. He's darting around looking for a ball. He's found a ball. So he has the opportunity. And this is where I think the mental side of the game is at the highest level is incredible, because if he can find a finish here, all of a sudden, the next time Phil comes to the table, he's thinking, I've got to make a ball here or I may not play another shot in the match. And from the position he's been in this match, that's mentally a tough spot. So big visit to the table here for Karl boys. And a big visit that's just got a touch tougher. That's a brilliant effort, but he couldn't quite get it pop out. It's a hard one, that, because he really wanted to play it really, really hard, but the harder he plays it, the more it throws and the less likely he is to get that good contact. So he kind of played a medium pace to make sure of the contact, and it wasn't quite enough with that much traffic to pop it all open. So he needs another cannon. Might be looking for a similar shot here at the top of the table. This time it does throw too wide. Good news, he's opened up the red. The bad news, the obvious, the 8-ball. Similar feel to a couple of Phil's clearances earlier on in the match. Digging hard. The double's available to bottom left, but not the centre. That's most likely, but could try and play into it. But it would have been a gamble. I like playing on the double, which he has done, and he has landed. Double squares up, nowhere near. Really tough to judge, especially for a player like Karl Boys that doesn't play a huge amount. They're the sort of ones that were really going to catch him out. And that may be his last involvement in the first Pro Series weekend of the year. Phil Harrison with this opportunity, and it's pretty much wide open. Just needs to track the bottom cushion, which he's got the perfect angle to do straight away.
Attention called.
The Phil Harrison Roadshow is going to roll on. He's had a very, very good weekend. I know he was beaten in the final yesterday, but John McAllister played exceptionally well. And sometimes that's just how it goes. Phil gave it a very, very good crack at pulling off an incredible comeback. Didn't come far away either. But he's rocking and rolling. He was up at 9 AM. Well, he was up before that, but he was at the table at 9 AM this morning.
tough victory as well, 7-6 he had to get through on that one against Josh Duas.
Yeah, back on the horse. Karl Boy's last 32, and the farmer has ploughed through. Victory for Phil Harrison over his good mate Karl Boys. Plenty of respect between those two particular individuals, and Phil Harrison is through into the last 16.